seacht. Do bhfuil Kilkenny sin a réantrim a glethe le chanis na hhéireann, rodá go raibh gáir na cibhlínta glethe chanis na hhéireann go raibh tradiisiún láide Rómána có. Tibredáin agus Kilkenny agus craibh na hhéireann buide tríthúir fihead a go réan ag an buinte sin.
A remarkable setting, a deafening roar from the packed attendants, nervous tension much in evidence as we wish them all well and look forward to what we hope will be an eventful final. This is the trophy they're playing for, and here's a quick recap on the teams. Kilkenny with strength through the middle from John Henderson and Pat Dwyer right up to Christy Heffernan and Liam Fennelly, and of course free taker DJ Carey expected to be prominent. Tipperary with a confusing array of brothers and namesakes, 4 Ryans, as we say only Bobby and Aidan are related, 3 Bonners, Colm, Connell and Cormac, and 1 English, Nicky of course, at number 15. The referee is Willie Horgan. He was also in charge of this year's National League final. He becomes the 3rd Cork man to take charge of an All-Ireland hurling final. So the final underway, up towards Liam Fennelly. Whipped out in a pile-up of bodies as the players were going for that one. A couple of players looking to be dazed as it's played up towards Pat's Fox corner. There with Liam Simpson. 2 players still lying on the ground, I can tell you, away from the action as Declan Carr nips in here. High challenge from Eddie O'Connor. Michael Cleary's shot is blocked down by Pat Dwyer. Will scramble to get this ball free. Tips still on the attack. Michael Cleary against John Henderson. Stopped somehow by Pat Dwyer. And finally it's gone out over the end line and it's gone wide. Now the referee will surely stop the action here once his attention has been brought to the fact that there are 2 players down injured. Liam McCarthy is the Kilkenny player involved, and it seems that it's Michael Ryan maybe, or Conall Bonner could be the Tipperary player involved. So McCarthy and Conall Bonner, yes it is, the players who just got in one another's way that time as the ball was coming down in the frantic opening seconds to the All-Ireland hurling final. Well, hopefully they'll be able to retake their places. So it's going to be a puck out and Michael Welch will take it. Aidan Ryan runs into Christy Heffernan. Meanwhile Bobby Ryan has a shot blocked down by John Power. Power against Lahey. Michael Phelan, part of the Glenmore contingent, tried to touch it on there towards Eamon Morrissey. Fennelly trying to get right involved in the action early in the match. Kilkenny looking like they mean business early on. Now DJ Carey, he's got great pace. Turns it high, but he's put it wide. Colm Bonner, I think, will be aware early on about the pace of this young player. He really is one of the speed merchants of hurling, and if you give him a yard, well, he'll steal a couple of dozen more.
Great ball back by Liam Fennelly here when he had no chance of scoring himself. Spotted the loose man outside. DJ Carey gathered it very well and showed good pace, and normally he'd like to have got a good start and scored from there, but just drifted wide.
Declan Carr against Eddie O'Connor. He's anxious to make an early impression as well, but we still await the opening score of the game. So 2 wides for Tipperary, 1 for Kilkenny. Christy Heffernan coming out towards this one, but in the end gets in Richie Power's way. Michael Phelan now, without the stick, belting it forward towards Eamon Morrissey, and Fennelly showing very clever stick work on the ground. Morrissey trying to line himself up for a shot. It's stopped by Paul Delaney. Comes out to the recovered Conall Bonner towards Aidan Ryan. Driven defiantly downfield towards Declan Ryan. Touched on towards Pat Fox. Beaten for it however by Liam Simpson. Michael Cleary going across to put in a challenge. It reaches Fox. Very near the sideline. Eddie O'Connor going back, doing well, getting goal side. And Simpson unable to keep the ball in play. It's going to be a sideline ball. And the pressure will be on the Kilkenny backs. Liam Simpson, who was a brother-in-law of Bill Hennessy, the 2 cornerbacks in the Kilkenny team this afternoon. John Lahey is having such a marvellous season, seen by many people as the complete player. What's turning out to be his best season so far. Whipped in, stopped by Pat Dwyer. Driven out towards John Power, right half forward, stopped by Conal Bonner. The half-backs from Tipperary trying to get on top of their task early on, but it's Christy Heffernan who's breaking through. Well beating Bobby Ryan, hand passing it outside when he could have gone for a point himself, and the referee says that he capped it. Too many steps, I think, or perhaps he caught the ball twice.
I think Jerry caught the ball twice and he had plenty of room there. Christie might well have taken a point. Kilkenny have started quite well. They're full of action and they're all go, and they'd certainly like to get a score on the board. I think Christie could well have had a shot there when he got inside Bobby Ryan.
That was curious because Christie really had the chance to get a score himself. Instead he placed it outside to DJ Carey, who was already fairly well marked.
Yeah, you see here Christie races inside, catches the ball once, goes on again then, and I think he's not sure whether to go on with the ball or take a shot, and he catches the ball here again, and that's a free out, second offence.
Pat Fox, Pat Dwyer comes out, John Lahey, that's the opening point of the match. John Lahey, the man of the moment, and at the canal end the Tipperary fans salute the opening score of the game, which has taken 5.5 minutes to produce. Michael Welch fucking out with a hurley stick, which his father Ollie has made for him. Richie Parr down towards Christy Heffernan. Prodded outside by Conal Bonner to the waiting Aidan Ryan. Control just letting him down. Liam Welch. The linesman adamant to cross over there. Linesman John Joe Corcoran. A pensive Cormac Bonner. And the most photographed legs in Croke Park this afternoon. John Parr getting by Conal Bonner. Indications early on that the Kilkenny half-forward line could cause problems for the Tip half-back line.
And they certainly look very sharp there. They've started very well, and a beautiful pick up there by John Power. And maybe he should have knocked that ball across 21, looking for Liam Fennell, who looks very sharp. And I think Kilkenny just need to take 1 or 2 chances now to settle them. They've started quite well, but Tipperary broke up the field, got 1 chance, took their point.
Eddie O'Connor under the dropping ball, beats him for distance. Declan Carr criticised in many places for his performances so far this season, and today he wants to turn in a really good 70 minutes work. Declan Ryan, a poor sideline ball. It's out by Richie Parr, down towards the inside forward line, and Noel Sheehy gets there first against Liam Fennelly. We've seen Fennelly win a couple of balls and he got out very fast that time, and the referee for the foul there on Pat Fox by Liam Simpson awards the free into Tipperary, and they can go 2 points ahead here. Michael Cleary, who scored 8 points against Cork in the drawn match, won 7 in the replay and won 9 against Galway, lines up Tipperary's second scoring chance. So Tip leading by 2 points to 0 in that last match of the 1-9 of his tally against Galway. 6 were from frees and 2 were from 65s.
Okay, and this is just what Tip are good at all the year. Pat Fox great at the broken play, snaps the ball into his hand, and a loose swing by Liam Simpson gives away a silly free, and easy point for Tipperary.
At the other end, the Tipperary attack still trying to find some rhythm and combination, because they haven't really combined all that terribly well so far in this match, and that's been the tale of their campaign in the championship, and yet they're here in the final. Michael Phelan will need a replacement stick, which the team trainer Michael O'Flynn is bringing out. Richie Power battling there with Aidan Ryan, got a touch onto it up towards Nicky English, and the referee saw the drop down by Bill Hennessy on Nicky English. Referee very sharp. So Michael Cleary has another chance. He makes it look very easy, quite routine. And Tip now go into a 3-point lead when it seemed that Kilkenny were getting the early breaks.
Roger. This is it. Kilkenny just can't afford to give away frees in that situation. Michael Cleary has been slotting them over all the year, and they're simple frees, and Kilkenny backline have got to get the grips with Tipperary forward line, get out to the ball fast and knock it away without giving away frees.
Aidan Ryan, Conall Bonner just went in expecting the breaking ball to come his way. It's going to be a free in. Eamon Morrissey, the player I'm sure they're going to be looking to this afternoon, who very much was their star against Antrim. What's the position of Conall Bonner after he pushed John Parr that time? Took up a good position. Free was for the second offence, pushed by Michael Ryan. DJ Carey looking for Kilkenny's first score of the afternoon. So Kilkenny are off the mark after 10 minutes. All the expectations were for a tight contest here this afternoon, and that's what it looks like we're about to get. Richie Parr against John Lahey, touch back in towards Liam Welsh. By Aidan Ryan towards Nicky English, stopped by Bill Hennessy. Hennessy has the distinction of keeping Nicky English scoreless in 2 league matches in recent years. Pass towards Michael Cleary, runs in, Cormac Bonner tried to break that ball forward, still Cormac Bonner, English coming in as well, stopped in the end, and it's taken away out of danger by Liam Simpson. Great cornerback play, up towards Liam McCarthy, runs inside. Noshi trying to get in goal side here against Liam Fennelly. Fennelly causing problems, and he's put it over the bar. There's just a point in it. That's the second point from play in the match. Kilkenny's first from play, 3 points to 2.
This resulted from great clearance by Liam Simpson when Kilkenny were under pressure and they cleared a long ball. Noel Sheehy got us here, tripped accidentally, I think, in fairness, by Liam Fennelly, who snaps up quickly and scores a great point.
Lahey has made a marvellous catch, raiding on that left-hand side. Chopped down by Hennessy, ball inside still, goal chance presented, comes out to Liam Walsh and whooped away out of the danger area. A real moment of danger there for the Kilkenny defence. Lahey the instigator, Carr to keep the pressure on that defence. It's taken with some difficulty by Liam Welsh, out into the middle towards Christy Heffernan, being marked the whole time by Bobby Ryan. Michael Phelan up towards Liam Fennelly, trying to break it down for the incoming John Parr. Noel Sheehy again, standing his ground at full-back to Christy Heffernan. Tapped nicely forward towards Eamon Morrissey, who made a good diagonal run from right to left to turn and to put it over the bar and to put the sides level. Excellent positioning taken up by Eamon Morrissey to put the sides level. He made a good run across. That was a fine ball inside that time.
Good ball again by Christy Heffernan here. Spots Eamon Morrissey running across the opposite corner from where he's playing, and this is very good corner forward play. Turns and snaps up an excellent score, and Kilkenny need Eamon Morrissey and Liam Fennelly and these players to get on their game now and try and get some scores. They're coming back into this game very well.
Tipperary's third wide of the game. 3 also for Kilkenny.
Kilkenny have certainly settled better now, Jaron, and it's noticeable that Christy Heffernan is making quite a big impact at centre half forward, and if he can keep going, it'll be very good for Kilkenny.
Great catch from the man you talked about. Brilliantly down. Bobby Ryan now trying to get it back goal side. He's fouled him. The referee is signalling for a free in, and Kilkenny can take the lead for the first time in the game from this free, which will be taken by DJ Carey. But what a piece of fielding that was by an informed Christy Heffernan. By his own admission, he hasn't been having a good season. But this is the time to produce the form he can produce.
Well, Christy certainly hasn't been playing well, but he looks all fired up today to have a big game. That's a magnificent catch with Hurley's flying everywhere and wins an excellent free and a great chance for Kilkenny to go ahead.
DJ's put them in front. 2 points now for DJ Carey from the Young Ireland's club, which is in Garran. So they've made a very fine recovery, having surrendered the first 3 points of the match to Tipperary. Ken Hogan's puck out, down towards Declan Ryan. Just can't hold on to it. It comes to Michael Phelan instead. Both sides well G'd up by now. That's DJ Carey, down into space, but there's nobody there for it because Liam McCarthy had come well in from his corner forward position. He'd taken up a left half forward position at that time. Eamon Morrissey, who really displayed his true all-star qualities in the semi-final. Nicely caught, just dropped again by Aidan Ryan. Down to John Parr. Parr is getting a lot of the ball so far, and Conal Bonner will really have to tighten up his marking on him. On towards Richie Parr. It's all Kilkenny just now. Breaks inside towards Liam Fennelly, who's discarded the helmet. Fair shoulder, the referee decides. Nicely flicked away, brilliantly done in fact, by Conal Bonner. It ends up being a sideline ball. That was great defensive play. I think it was Conal Bonner, and John Parr isn't too pleased about that challenge by Aidan Ryan. And the referee speaking to an incensed John Parr, who has injured his hand, and Dr. Bill Cuddihy, who was attending to the injured player, and the referee decides that Parr was taking the law into his own hands.
Well, it's a chance here for Kilkenny again. Liam Fennelly gathers the ball, and it was a bit scrappy kind of play. He turns inside Noel Sheehy very well, tries to get out of the room, take a shot, but I think he loses control just at a vital second, and Conal Bonner shoulders him very fairly. Good decision by the referee there. And
this is what happened then, Jimmy, when Aidan Ryan and John Parr went over there and he collided.
I think it was a complete accident. In fairness, Aidan Ryan went ball-headed for the ball, as he's quite entitled to do, when he shouldered John Parr fairly, and unfortunate for himself, he ended up against the wire, but I don't think there was anything Aidan Ryan could do about it.
I think when John Parr looks back on the video of this, although he's picked up a very nasty hand injury, he'll realise it was an accident.
It's pretty dangerous there, Jerry, near the wire, and as you can see, he got quite a bad gash, and that's unfortunate. He's been playing very well, and in fairness to Aidan Ryan, I don't think there was anything dirty in that tackle at all.
So it's going to be a sideline ball, and Richie Parr just getting ready to take the cut. Not a good one. Christy Heffernan advancing once again against Bobby Ryan. Bobby now settling to his task, having to kick the ball away, knowing that he might well have been hooked by Christy. So a point between the teams as Eddie O'Connor for Kilkenny side, who are in front. Declan Ryan blocked down by Michael Phelan. Declan Carr, I should say. Christy Heffernan cross towards Eamon Morrissey's wing, and again it's Noel Sheehy, the man of the match in Tipperary semi-final against Galway. Up towards Nicky English. We haven't seen much of Nicky English. We've seen very little of Cormac Bonner so far. Bill Hennessy, to the delight of the Kilkenny fans. The long clearance. Colin Bonner under pressure from DJ Carey. Carey raiding inside on his favourite left-hand side, and he's put over the bar for another point. 3 points in the match now for DJ Carey. That's the first from play, and Kilkenny now lead by 2.
Well, again, broken play across the field here. DJ Carey, one thing he's got tremendous pace, and he races away from Colin Bonner there very well and strikes a lovely point off his left hand. One thing about him, he can score right or hand, and he's very, very accurate.
Eddie O'Connor, one of the finds of the season for Kilkenny. The strange thing is that he just came in as a sub. He's been pushed and he wins the free. Came in as a sub against Wexford, and many people were wondering why he wasn't on from the beginning.
He reminds me a lot of Van Larkin, the way he plays there, very, very wholehearted, and as you say, he's been the find of the season, and a tremendous inspiration the way he gathers the ball and bursts out of defence.
Footballer and hurler indeed, Eddie O'Connor. He was on the Glenmore team, beaten in the football final in Wexford last year by Eamon Morrissey's Muckalee. Not the best free he's ever taken. Another mighty puck out by Ken Hogan, dropping into the heart of the Kilkenny half-back line. Eddie O'Connor racing across against Pat Fox. He did well, lovely stick work. Good wrist action and timing as well to dispossess the sharpshooter from Tipperary. Michael Cleary, known as Skippy to his friends. Cross towards John Lahey, brilliantly stopped again by Liam Welsh. Well, this was a feature of their game against Antrim. The Kilkenny backs really do know how to mark tightly, as Bobby Ryan avails of the chance and puts it over the bar to cut back the leeway, and there's just a solitary point now separating the teams. 16 minutes in to the first half.
Here, Declan Ryan is under pressure, and he spots Bobby Ryan loose. Christy Heffernan is playing very, very deep, and he's leaving a lot of room for Bobby Ryan. and he wouldn't want to give him that kind of space. A very good score for Tipperary, but
Ken Hogan just watching there as Noel Sheehy and Liam Fennelly get involved in a tangle, and the referee is going to call Noel Sheehy across here and lay down the law that you can't do that. He was obviously very angry about something that happened just immediately before that. This is what happened, Jimmy.
yeah, Liam Fennelly just jumps over the ball, and Noel Sheehy runs in quite stupidly and manhandles him up against the barrier, and that's totally uncalled for. Again, Liam Fennelly was quite entitled to go after a loose ball, and Ken Hogan left it run wide. Referee books him quite rightly.
There's been a lot of sun around lately. Conal Bonner. Richie Power whipping it in again towards Liam Fennelly. Liam McCarthy taking it up delightfully, turning, striking and pulling it over the bar for his first point of the match. And now the entire Kilkenny full forward line has scored from play. A very good return indeed, causing their problems against the Tipperary backs.
Kilkenny are certainly fired up for this game. Great pick up here again by Liam McCarthy, and he scores an excellent point under pressure, and all Kilkenny forwards are getting on the act now. They look very sharp indeed.
We mentioned that the Kilkenny full forward line has all scored from play. By comparison, Tip, with their full forward line, yet to register a score between them. They have the free, however, as Colin Bonner was held up. I can tell you that Cormac was promising his nephew across in Edmonton, Devon Bonner, that he would get at least one score in this match. Michael Cleary, the free taker. Again, no return from it.
I think it's significant here so far that Cormac Bonner has been in the game that much, and Tipperary haven't been getting the ball into him as he likes, and in all their games that we've seen, it's been such a big factor, and they'll be looking at him to try and get involved in the game more, but I'm just wondering how much he's hampered by his injury.
The game plan certainly is coming unstuck against a very eager Kilkenny team, whipped up of course by the very fact that they're rank outsiders. John Power recovered from the hand injury against three Tipperary men, one of them Bobby Ryan, still unable to make much headway. Ferocious play in there, very, very committed, but that's what you expect of course in the fray of an All-Ireland final. So Richie Power then waiting, and it'll be DJ Carey who will go across to take the free. Ollie Welch in the background there. So Ollie watches as DJ prepares with great care to take this free. The side ahead by 2 points, 6 points to 4. Really lobbed in brilliantly. Stopped by Ken Hogan. Nice piece of goalkeeping. Under pressure. Eddie O'Connor. That was nicely judged by Ken Hogan. Meanwhile, it's Liam McCarthy, hoping to bring the cup of the same name back to Northside for the first time since 1983, when they put victories together against Cork in 82 and 83. Meanwhile, at the other end, John Henderson having a fairly easy time so far, because the ball really isn't getting into Cormac Bonner. Paul Delaney. Eddie O'Connor touching it down, waiting for it, DJ Carey. Richie Power winding himself up for the shot, and he's found the range and he's put it over the bar. A really great point from the middle of the field by Richie Power of Carrickshock. A goal separating them now, 7 points to 4.
Great play here again by Kilkenny. Very sharp work by DJ Carey, knocks the ball up and gives a very good pass out to Richie Power. Kilkenny are certainly top of the middle of the field, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tip switched on Lahey to midfield very soon.
You just wonder whether Tip have been feeling the pressure that's been upon them in the last couple of weeks, with just everybody expecting them to win.
Yes, well, and certainly in this case, Kilkenny are very, very sharp. Richie Power and Michael Phelan on the top of the middle of the field, and Tip, I'd say, be looking into that situation very fast here. They're simply not getting any ball into their full forward line at all.
Lahey, in fact, has now drifted back just in front. There he is now making the catch in front of the half-back line. And it'll be interesting to see how Liam Welch will play, and whether we'll opt to play him as you would a midfielder or as a tight-marking wing back on wing forward. And we've noted the switch, in fact, that Aidan Ryan may well have gone forward We'll just wait to see that develop again very shortly as Pat Fox waits inside. Michael Cleary with the free, one they need to keep them nicely in touch, and he obliges with his third point of this first half, a first half which is now 24.5 minutes old. So the switch has been made. Lahey has definitely gone back into midfield on Richie Power. Declan Carr is his ally. Meanwhile, Christy Heffernan with his second magnificent catch in the first half. Didn't make too much headway the first time. Out to Richie Power. Can he get another score? Closed down by Bobby Ryan, who overcommitted himself. It reaches Eamon Morrissey, but the referee had spotted the foul. Jersey tugged, and it's going to be a free in for Kilkenny. And everything in this first half going very, very nicely for them. So once again, DJ Carey comes out to take the free. Scored 1-1 against Tipperary in last year's under-21 final. Kilkenny's 5th win at that grade. How he'd value a senior All-Ireland medal this afternoon, and he's got another score. Deadly accurate from frees. Only one miss out of 5 attempts so far. Richie Power towards Liam McCarthy. Paul Delaney. Christy Heffernan once again steadying himself, lobbing it forward. Paul Delaney waiting, expecting it to come his way. It didn't. Reaches Bobby Ryan instead. Battling his heart out in the middle of the Tipperary defence, but he's given it away this time to Richie Power. Inside towards Liam Fennelly, getting some latitude. He's got the ball as well. Now trying to create a chance, but he's overcarried, and it's going to be a free out. Tipperary were lucky because Liam Fennelly had set himself up nicely for a chance himself, but then when he got bottled up, he overcarried. He was trying to play it back to a colleague, and it ends up being a free out for Tipperary.
Richie Power is certainly a dominant figure in the match at centre field at the moment. He's having an inspired spell for Kilkenny, and he's helped to put it back into a very strong position.
Michael Phelan. Christy Heffernan breaks it on towards John Power. Paul Delaney. Reading the game so well. Up towards Declan Ryan. He can really be a star in this match yet. But with this one, he's just dropped it to the left and he's put it wide, and it becomes Tipperary's 5th wide in the first half. Kilkenny with 6. Bobby Ryan has moved across left half-back in a switch in the Tipperary half-back line to mark the danger man there, who's John Power, and Conal Bonner is now in on Christy Heffernan. Christy's been winning a lot of ball in the air. This is Bobby Ryan. That's stopped by DJ Carey. Nice wrist action to Christy Heffernan, and there's a man free, and that's Richie Power. Gets around easily the challenge put in by John Lahey. But having steadied himself, he failed to find the target. And he realises that's one that's left Tipperary off the hook.
Christy Heffernan again is causing havoc in the Tipperary half-back, and they just can't seem to handle his fight and his bulk, and he's really fired up for today's game. And if Christy keep going for the full 70 minutes, it's going to be a major factor for Kilkenny, I think.
Well, you may have heard his comment at the start of the programme. We're only here for one thing. Paul Delaney having difficulty controlling it, and in the end Kilkenny would have the sideline ball. It'll be Michael Phelan, who won an All-Ireland club medal here on St Patrick's Day with Glenmore, looking for another one at senior intercounty level. John Lahey very, very deep, way back there. And Liam Welch, by the way, has left him do that because he's continued to mark Aidan Ryan. This is Welch. Richie Power. In it goes towards Liam Fennelly. Paul Delaney coming across his line, covering up for his fullback, out towards John Lahey, and nobody really marking John Lahey at the moment. A shoulder there from Richie Power, come from midfield. Whipped out by Conal Bonner, but again only as far as Richie Power. The clearances from the Tipperary defenders, not what it might be so far. But Lahey Up it goes towards Cormac Bonner, runs on, and Michael Welsh makes a fine save, read it expertly and scooped it away to his right. Well, Cormac Bonner just might have had a chance there for a moment. The English wanted to take the line ball quickly, too quickly for the linesman's liking.
It's the first decent ball that's gone into the Tipperary full forward line for the last 10 minutes, and here you have Bonner trying to race inside, but Michael Walsh is very quick off his line and slips it away out for the sideline ball. Very good goalkeeping and very alert always. But the Tips' problem simply is that they're not getting the ball into their full forward line. They've been starved of possession and they're being outplayed into the field and by the Kilkenny half-back line at the moment.
Liam Welsh lets it behind, and the referee saw that he was holding, and it's going to be a free in. The free conceded by Liam Welsh as Pat Dwyer was coming across to assist him. So John Henderson then and his fellow defenders getting ready to face the effects of this free, which Michael Cleary will take. Cleary. And arguments that one's done wide, and the umpire concurs. The umpire took up a good position, went behind the net. A number of umpires are inclined to position themselves right alongside the post, but this umpire had a very good view of it. So just under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. The first half now dominated by Kilkenny, and John Parr coming raiding once more. Sold a dummy. Paul Delaney gets back, goal side, does well. Liam McCarthy trying to keep the pressure now up on the beleaguered Tipperary backs. Delaney again whipping it out. The scoreline reading Kilkenny 8 points, Tipperary 5. Michael Cleary against the challenge of Michael Phelan. Eddie O'Connor now. Off O'Connor's stick. And Jerry McGlory from Antrim, the linesman down here, signalling the line ball, which Declan Carr will take. Declan has scored 2 points from midfield in Tip's last All-Ireland appearance 2 years ago. And Declan, nor his colleagues, not too pleased with that one. A Tip line, or a Kilkenny line ball. Declan Carr now, making sure he wasn't hooked by DJ Carey, sending it in towards Cormac Bonner, batted out by John Henderson. Aidan Ryan, however, reading his intentions, got onto it, hit it, and he's put it high and over the bar. His first score in the match since moving forward to left half forward. That's been a good switch, and now there's just 2 points between them.
That's better play by Tipperary. John Henderson defends the ball very well on Colin Bonner, but Aidan Ryan snaps it up very quickly and scores an important point for Tipperary because they're not been going well.
A brilliant catch at the other end by John Power. A shot, a rasping shot, but the referee, however, has signalled for a free out, and it's a case of the forward taking too many steps, taking more than the 4 steps. And John Power again with an animated expression. He'll have to calm down because the referee has spoken to him already in this game, and his team captain Christy Heffernan just saying to him, cool it down a little. Ken Hogan. Bill Hennessy under it against Nicky English. He's done really well against English and kept him scoreless. Indeed, as we've said already, the entire Tipperary full forward line yet to score. Morrissey against Michael Ryan. Having difficulty picking it up, taking the shoulder from Bobby Ryan with great confidence. Oh, that's a super point by Evan Morrissey. He beat his man. He took the shoulder that came in from Bobby Ryan perfectly fairly, stood his ground, and with unerring accuracy sent it over the bar to put 3 points between the teams, and just under 2 minutes to go to half-time. What a score this was, Jimmy.
Well, that's an inspirational score, and they're the kind of scores that can win All-Ireland. When you start getting those scores that can demoralise the opposition, and Kilkenny will be very happy the way this first half has gone, and if they can hold a 3 or 4 point lead win at half-time, they'll be in a strong position.
Michael Welch. Conal Bonner under it. John Parr trying to prod it on there against Bobby Ryan. DJ Carey and John Parr just getting him in another's way, as it were. And at the end, it's Noel Sheehy who fires it up towards Cormac Bonner and makes a super catch with the left hand. The Viking is going forward. Bonner still to Pat Fox. They look for their first score. And he has put it over the bar, has he? Yes. Pat Fox puts it over. The first point that the inside forward line has scored all came from that magnificent piece of fielding by Cormac Bonner. He laid it off superbly. as he took it adroitly around his man, and Pat Fox stuck it over the bar.
Well, this has been Tip's strength all year. Cormac Bonner, fantastic catch there. Goes high up into the clouds and turns John Henderson very well. And this is why they've been so good at all the year. Spots the loose man outside, and Pat Fox is deadly from that distance, never misses a great score.
No hint of an injury the way he caught that one. Pat Fox, heavily bandaged left knee. On to Michael Cleary, and they've got another one in the space of a minute, and we're back to just a 1-point difference. Michael Cleary's 5th point of the first half. He's the leading scorer in the match. 4 points coming from frees, 1 now from play. Michael Welch's puck out, 9 points to 8. John Power coming back. What a game it's turning out to be. Fennelly. He's put it wide. He's put it wide. Oh, it's one of those misses that he may well rue before the 70 minutes is up. He was really in the clear. He engineered it well himself. Looks disgusted with himself, didn't he? As Declan Carr waits in midfield. Pat Fox against Liam Simpson. The foul, and it's going to be a free in. Can Tipperary go on level terms here?
Sheriff Tip go level here, you'll be wondering how they did. They've been outplayed for virtually the whole of the first half, and Kilkenny have just slackened off in the last couple of minutes and give away a free here now, and this will be a major boost to Tipperary coming back from what seemingly playing poorly, and Michael Cleary knocks it over, and they're right back in this game again.
They're level, and Cleary has done it. So the referee playing some time for injuries in the first half. What a very good first half it's turned out to be. Very, very competitive. And you really couldn't say at this stage who's going to win it. They go in at half-time, level. Tipperary made the better start. 3 points, which Tipperary responded to, or Kilkenny responded to well, with Christy Heffernan really leading his side from the middle. John Power a thorn in the Tipperary defence, and at half-time it's Kilkenny 9 points, Tipperary 9. First 35 minutes in this match, under a lot of pressure from the height and strength of Christy Heffernan, as we had expected before the start of the match, and then was switched to a wing-back, where he's marking John Power at the start of the second half. Adrian Ronan has gone into the top of the left position as the game restarts. So level at the start of this second half, 9 points apiece, and only 4 finals have ever been drawn in the All-Ireland series. The last was in 1959. Kilkenny was involved, playing against Waterford. So the first free of the second half to Tipperary, and Michael Cleary the taker. Leading scorer in the match so far from 65 metres out. Cormac Bonner wanting the service inside. This is Liam Simpson scooping it away. Pat Fox alive to the possibilities. Liam Simpson had a very good match in my view against Antrim once he settled to his task. And the little flicks and wrist action that you see from the Kilkenny backs and stopping a Tipperary man, very, very impressive so far. Pressure applied now, brilliantly so by Declan Ryan. Fox hand passing it outside and giving Michael Cleary a bit of work to do. Still in play, and Michael Phelan felt the effect of that, picking himself rather gingerly off the ground. The hand injury. So Kilkenny have themselves the free.
Important factor now for Kilkenny is whether Richie Power in the middle of the field and Christy Heffernan in centre forward can keep up the momentum they showed in the first half. They've been great servants, Kilkenny, but they're not getting any younger, and it's going to be asking a lot of them to keep up the way they've been playing, and it's so important for them that they do that.
A mighty free from Pat Dwyer, the centre half back, up towards Christy Heffernan, batted down by Noshi. Adrian Ronan, first chance to shine in this match. Christy Heffernan seemed to be held, and in the end it's John Lahey who'll play anywhere. Coming out of the half-back line, up towards Pat Fox. Without playing well, Tipperary find themselves on level terms, which has to be very heartbreaking for Kilkenny, who played well, dominated, but they drove over 8 wides in the first half. Tip now with 7 wides so far in the game. That's John Lahey in the thick of the action. Well, it's worked in several matches. One wonders whether it's going to work in the final, this tactic of bringing him back deep. Michael Ryan, Lahey again. Up towards Nicky English, beaten by Bill Hennessy. Pat Dwyer, on to Liam Welch. Striking it to the right, however.
So important now that either side who has a chance, the match is so tightly balanced that they keep the ball in play and not strike wides. Pat Fox now and Liam Walsh have struck wides there when they could well have left the ball into forward and try and keep the ball in play and put pressure on the opposing defence.
Declan Ryan. Inside towards Nicky English. Fox, neat pick-up. Looking for the first score of the second half, and Pat Fox has restored Tipperary's lead. They made the best start to the first half, and they've made a fine start now to the second. So very delicately balanced. Noel Sheehy trying to get out there ahead of Christy Heffernan, but he's a difficult man to dispossess. A determined Christy Heffernan trying to put in a challenge on Aidan Ryan. Ryan doing well. Nicky English with a fine catch, getting there ahead of Bill Hennessy. Nicky looking for his first score, and it's just tailed away at the final moment. It seemed to be on target, but Nicky saw that it eventually went outside the left-hand post. So yet to get his first score of the afternoon. Declan Carr down to Michael Cleary as Tip tried to establish a foothold at midfield. Bill Hennessy, Cormac Bonner. We've seen his side now get a bit more decent possession in the inside forward line in the opening couple of minutes of the second half.
It was noticeable when that ball went inside Nick English, he certainly couldn't sprint full out, and he was favouring that leg, I think, quite a lot. I wonder will Tipperary think of bringing in Joe Hayes at some stage. He's been a very good substitute in the Ulster final and against Galway, and it's something to think about, I think.
Conor Stakelin would also be an option, of course. Did well here against Galway. Noel Sheehy touches it down to the cornerback. Michael Ryan, a high stick to the head that time. Eamon Morrissey, the one, I think, who connected, and Noel Sheehy not too pleased at all with that action by Morrissey, which has resulted in a head injury being picked up by the under-21 starlet, Michael Ryan.
Here you see Michael Ryan going back to pick up the ball, and Eamon Morrissey comes in, and that's dangerous play. I think the ball was there certainly, but you can't try and flick when the ball is around the player's head, and the referee quite rightly gives a free out to Kilkenny, or to Tipperary.
Michael Ryan, whose brother John scored 2 goals against Kilkenny in this year's Junior All-Ireland final, in need of attention. Well, he'll be anxious to continue if at all possible. Keating, the team official, medical official, and Babs Keating, the team manager, Tipperary manager, and he obviously is very concerned. But happily, Michael Ryan can retake his place. So Ken Hogan of Lura taking the free. Down towards Declan Carr, touched on magnificently. Liam Ryan, however, getting back well, goal side. Michael Cleary trying to come across here, trying to get possession. John Power, but there was a foul by the midfield player, Richie Power, and the referee having a quick word with him. And Michael Cleary will be the free taker. Tipperary continuing with the midfield of John Lahey and Declan Carr. Cleary, does it curl inside the left-hand post? It does. And Tip have now got another point, and there are 2 between them.
Great score for Cleary there, Gerald. Just get the feeling out of Tipperary. They've got to grips with the situation. Their midfielders and half-backs are tightening up a lot and getting the ball in a lot quicker to their forward line, and Kilkenny wouldn't want to be conceding any frees.
Christy Heffernan there against Conall Bonner. Remember his marker since midway through the first half. That was on from penalty towards Adrian Running. Going back, however, making sure to get that one is John Lahey. Eddie O'Connor whipping it outside, but the first to react is Pat Fox. Ground hurling employed by Fox. The intentions, however, read by his marker, Liam Simpson, through the centre towards Christy Heffernan, being allowed a little bit of latitude by Conall Bonner. Christy in full flight. to John Power. Oh, was a great shoulder, but the referee says an unfair shoulder. Colin Bonner obviously not going shoulder to shoulder, but rather shoulder into the upper chest. Power really felt the effects of that one.
Good play again by Christy Heffron here. Takes on Conal Bonner, gets inside him, and he spots John Power loose outside him. Good hand pass out. John Power is wide open here. It's a full frontal charge by Colin Bonner. The referee quite rightly gives a free in. Quite a heavy knock, and John Power's been playing very well, Ger, and he's one of the successes of the day for Kilkenny, and I hope he'll be able to continue.
Having already picked up a hand injury in the first half, and now he really did feel the effect of what was a great but absolutely illegal shoulder. As you say, he's been having a terrific match, and the pensive Tipperary fans up on the canal end just wondering whether their side can really explode into life. DJ Carey has the chance to bring the game back within Kilkenny's reach once more, with just a point between the teams. That's 5 points now in all for DJ Carey, the leading scorer in the match. Michael Cleary, he's on 6 points. 9 minutes gone in the second half. Ken Hogan's puck out. Stopped, however, splendidly by Michael Phelan. Up towards Liam Fennelly, lets it run on. The run-on's on to Paul Delaney, Tipperary. Down towards Nicky English, being marked by Bill Hennessy, and marked very tightly. Declan Ryan through the centre. Eddie O'Connor responding quickly, leaving it for John Henderson to whip it away out of the danger area. Tipperary will have possession. John Henderson back on his goal line. The Henderson brothers hold 11 All-Ireland medals between them at senior level. Pat with 5, John and Ger with 3 each. And now John having the chance to get a 4th this afternoon. You know, the other John Lahey. Nicky English with a fine catch against Bill Hennessy, who was holding him out, and Nicky English engineers the free. A determined look on his face. Being marked very tightly this afternoon by Bill Hennessy. So a chance for Michael Cleary to extend Tipperary's lead once again to a 2-point lead. He's got a goal! A goal! A speculative shot by Michael Cleary. The opening goal of the match comes after 10 minutes. We were saying there's never been a Tip Kilkenny final without a goal. Well, that was right out of the blue. I wonder, was he going for a point? Certainly the Kilkenny backs felt he was.
Well, a disaster for Kilkenny here. I think Michael Cleary actually mishits the ball. And Kilkenny backs weren't expecting it, deflected it into the net. And in fact, I thought it was quite a harsh free on Bill Hennessy when Nicky English turned into him and seemed to play for the free rather than trying to get away from Bill Hennessy.
Colin Bonner now, as the Tipperary team trying to impose their will on this match and ensure victory. Declan Ryan neatly dispossessed by Liam Welch, but the body blow that is to Kilkenny. The underdogs going into the final now find themselves 4 points behind. Bobby Ryan taking it with some difficulty. He was fouled by Christy Heffernan, and it's going to be a free out. Well, that was a goal they'll talk about for some time. I think you're right. I think he did miss-hit it. I'm sure he was going for a point. It deceived everybody. It may even have caught a deflection on the way in.
Yeah, I think it went off Liam Welch's hurley. What I'd be most interested in seeing again is the actual ball that Nicky English caught, and where he won the free from Bill Hennessy. I thought it was a harsh free, but I'd like to see it again.
That's superbly caught back there by the aforementioned Liam Welch. So the pressure remains.